the more you can stay consistent within that 4-year time span on something, the better it's going to work out. But you don't want to get to the end of the path and then start. That's kind of how I look at it.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So what are the good, the bad, and the ugly of SEO versus pay advertising?
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, I think it shouldn't be an either or situation. I think it should be an and.
Well, SEO you also have to pay because you have to pay the consultant and the company that do the SEO.
Right.
So let's put that in perspective. Yeah, everybody pays.
Sure.
Yeah, let's start from that.
But I mean,
everybody pays.
Talking about
so what are the what we're gonna call it organic pay versus advertising pay? That would be more fair, Steven, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it really comes down to a short-term versus long-term strategy. I think the PPC and paid ads is a great way to capture quick wins in a strategy and make sure that you have a cash flow business. Like, that's critical to life and sustaining a business. I think that investing in SEO long-term is a very, very good way to lower your customer acquisition cost and kind of set yourself up for success. Obviously, it does take a long time to come to life. You're looking at a 6 to 12 month roadmap, depending on the maturity of your website and also looking at your competitors in the space. But, for the same reason that we all invest in a retirement account, it's just the right thing to do. You don't hear anybody saying, "Oh, I'm not going to invest in a 401k or a Roth or any sort of market-based asset because I would rather have that money now." It's like, well, no, obviously you're thinking long-term and you know what's good for your company and you know what's good for yourself. And I think that you'd rather own the real estate in those search engines than constantly be, on the hamster wheel of paid ads, because when you stop paying for advertisements and PPC, like, your leads stop.
That's
Whereas,
it.
with SEO, like, you can invest in it and you're good.
They might finish, yeah. Part of the question, which is gaining market share, lower your customer cost of the acquisition. And I think that SEO, obviously the company will have more budget to invest. So what are the strategies that you recommend in terms of SEO from companies that are going from 0 to 1 million and from companies that are doing from 1 million to 10 million?
Yeah, the strategies are the same. In all honesty, I don't think that it's just more about how aggressive you can be with your strategy. And so if you're going from that 0 to 1 million mark, definitely do not delay it just because you're like, oh, this is not a good thing for me to put my money and time energy into. I think that because it takes so long, you're going to look back thinking and hoping that you wish you would have started sooner. And so even just a little bit of consistency will continue to compound and pay off in the long run. And so in terms of actionable strategies, I would say that you can continue to build up your website authority. That's always going to help you. So, going on podcasts and then having the guest or the host link to you in the show notes, or, working with allies in your space and doing, guest posting on their website and getting a link from their website to yours. All of those backlinks that you can acquire from other websites that connect to your site is going to dramatically help increase your visibility long term. And so when you do decide to become a little bit more aggressive in the SEO space, it's that much easier. But if you are constantly delaying that and putting it off, starting from square one is infinitely harder in SEO.
And the 360 approach in terms of SEO, because Steven, people think that SEO is only for Google, but it doesn't end there, right? You have SEO for Google, you have SEO for YouTube as well. Tell me about it. Our team, with our YouTube channel, they are always looking to this. It's my understanding that if you do LinkedIn articles, that also is SEO friendly. I don't know. Yeah, I need to double check that, but I hear something about it. Whether if you do a normal post in LinkedIn, it's not SEO friendly, but if you do an article in LinkedIn, becomes SEO friendly. And then you have SEO on YouTube, then you have SEO in Google. But then you have SEO, I don't know, in Yahoo, in other search engines, and sometimes it's more cost effective to be the first in Yahoo or in Bing. That well, in Yahoo, that not so many people are competing that in Google. So tell us how many platforms we can use SEO strategy, and what are the advantages, because I think that the cost for advertising in some of the platforms are more affordable than the other ones. And I don't know, even Amazon, some people placing products in Amazon. Did Amazon also need SEO? Tell us about all the platforms that need SEO there, and what are the pros and cons.
Yeah, so it really depends on what your product or service is. Like if you're an e-commerce company, like you should have very, very optimized e-commerce SEO on your website. So if you're using Shopify or, WooCommerce, any of those other platforms within your CMS, then it really comes down to the technical SEO component. If you're a B2B SEO or a B2B service-based company, you want to make sure you have content on your site so that your clients and customers can figure out who you are and what you do. There isn't a one way to optimize for Google or Yahoo or Bing per se. What you should do is just do the fundamentals in SEO, and that will carry over into other places. Yes, you can do things like YouTube and Amazon SEO. Again, that really only matters if you are selling on those platforms or your audience lives there. But the other big thing that we're really starting to see nowadays is just the evolution of people starting to acquire customers through ChatGPT and other LLM platforms. And so all of that starts with very, very strong SEO fundamentals. So if you want to get customers from ChatGPT and you don't have SEO in mind, like it won't work. Like it all starts with SEO.
Even the one how you end up specializing in SEO? That was always your first business, or you are on the, because in this broadcast we have out of the 500 millionaires that we interview, there is a large proportion of it that they own sales and marketing company, and they had shared here previously that sales and marketing company was not the first company. They have another company, they exit, they sell it, and they realize that, wow, the reason that my company did very well, I mean, the product was good, but I was very good on sales and marketing. And next time that they go in business, they open a sales and marketing company. That was your case, or did you have any business before that you exit, and or you from the beginning are passionate about SEO, and what this passion about came from, how you decided to become an entrepreneur? You look very young to me.
Yeah, I got started in college way back when a friend of mine introduced me into SEO, and he was already very successful in that space and was making very good money in college, and was kind of just using college as like a safety net fallback to kind of get his degree and just in case, but had no intentions of going into that career path. And so he showed me how to build websites and how to optimize for SEO, and he and I went into business and we started and scaled our first company with another partner of ours. And we grew that into a portfolio of about 40 different websites. We were publishing
Wow.
about three to 400 articles on a monthly basis. And at our
Wow.
peak, we scaled that to 1.4 mil ARR. So that was kind of my
Wow, very
quick
impressive.
rush into SEO.
And then, Steven, you still open one more company? Tell us a
Yeah,
bit
so
more
I
about
left
your
that.
journey.
Yeah, so I left that company because a lot of things changed. It actually ended up burning to the ground very quickly, just through a lot of black swan events. COVID was one of them. Amazon had cut the commission affiliate rates in half overnight, which was a large percentage of our revenue. And then a couple Google algorithm updates really crushed our industry that we were in. So I took a step back and kind of de-risked and figured out what was next. And then I met my partners now at TrioSEO via LinkedIn, just through networking and small talk. And we found out that there was a lot of good synergies between us, and they had just come off of an exit of their own. And so, yeah, we started the agency and they have SEO experience like I do. And so it was a very good fit that we can kind of hit the ground running from help clients do the same thing.
Steven, the finding the right partner in business sometimes is it can be challenging, but at the end of the day, if you look like a merge, if you merge with someone else that have skills as well and they have experience, sometimes it's productive and you guys can move forward faster. So the services you specialize are in Amazon, Google. Tell us about how can you help people with and how this process work if people want to know more about you guys.
Yeah, so we specialize in B2B service-based companies and SaaS-based companies and help them get more visibility in places like Google, Bing, ChatGPT, Perplexity, all of these kind of places where you would want your ideal customers to
Can you get
organically find your
visibility in
company.
ChatGPT? I didn't know that one. Can you get
Yep.
visibility in ChatGPT? Oh, that's interesting. So if people search, oh, tell me good company to do that. If you do right SEO, that's interesting. I didn't see this coming. Very good.
Yep.
Steven, and then how people can find you guys, how this process work.
Yeah, so you can go to trioseo.com/audit if you would like to work with our team, and we'll do a free complimentary audit to see if working together makes sense. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm very active there and post daily content. So one way or another, you can connect
Daily
with me, and I'd
content
love
you
to
post.
speak.
Wow, you guys,
Yep.
you're amazing. Steven, so do you never work for anybody? You never been an employee since you finished college? What do you study? Do you study business? Do you study what's your background? And tell us about your employee life versus your entrepreneurial life. Do you ever work for anybody? Did anybody pay your salary? And or you just jump from university straight to business?
Yeah, so I studied finance and entrepreneurship in college, and I went straight from graduation into my first company. So never worked for anybody outside of that. And then after my first company,
I'm rooting for you. That's amazing. Very, very impressive. I wish.
Thanks.
Okay, so what have you telling to your fellow
after
university degrees students that they are studying very hard and they have so much potential like you, yet the dream is to find a good job to depend on the life of somebody else. What can you tell them? I'm not saying that go to business is all.
It really just depends on your personality, and it depends on what you want to do in life. I mean, some people really prefer the less risky route, quote unquote, of going into corporate, but I'd argue that that's almost more risky to some degree because of so many layoffs and everything that's going on. I also would suggest that you really kind of think about how you're using your college time. Like, I looked at college as almost like this time of my life where I could fail without any repercussions when it came to learning business, and I could do whatever I wanted to in terms of like, I had this like 4-year gap where I could build whatever I wanted to, I could do whatever I wanted to, and I had this almost like get out of jail free card. And so I think that if you can look at your time in college as almost like this window of time where you have anything possible, then it really just depends on how you dedicate that time. And the more you can stay consistent within that 4-year time span on something, the better it's going to work out. But you don't want to get to the end of the path and then start. That's kind of how I look at it.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.